I am really freaking out right now. So in 30 minutes, I have to talk to a Malay person in only Malay. And 30 days ago, I didn't know a single word of Malay. So you're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. Let's rewind the clock to 2 months ago. It all started with an email. Hey Josie, I'm reaching out from the Ling app to see if there's a possibility of working with you. Would you be interested in trying Ling and possibly collaborating with us? I never heard of Ling before, so I looked it up and saw that it was a language learning app focused on lesser studied languages like Southeast Asian, South Asian, and Eastern European languages. I replied, hey, thank you for your email. I took a look at Ling and I like how it offers some languages that are often overlooked by other language learning apps. I'd be interested in an integrated ad for Ling, 60-90 seconds, in an upcoming video. They responded, we've actually found that in-video ads don't convert very well, but humorous content does. Would you be open to showcasing with a friend using Ling to learn a new language? Our app focuses on non-Latin based languages in Asia and Eastern Europe. And so I'm racking my brain trying to think of what friend would be interested in learning a language like Thai or Tamil. I replied, hey, I have an idea. Let's say I'm interested in trying out a language on Ling that I don't speak. I use the app for 30 days, and at the end of 30 days, try to talk to a person who speaks that language to test how good the app was. I can do Malay. I have a friend from Malaysia that invited me to visit him and his family, so that could be a good motivation. And that, folks, is how I got myself into this crazy situation. But in the beginning, I wasn't worried. I was pretty psyched on day one. So today is the first day of my 30-day Malay learning challenge. And I have put it on my calendar. See here, today is May 12th. The end of the 30 days is June 11th. So I have 30 days. Let's see what I can do with these 30 days. When I'm thinking about learning a brand new language, it's just very stressful. It's very overwhelming. I've never actually listened to Malay. The most approachable thing is for me to start on the app, because the app, it's like gamified learning, but it still feels very kind of familiar to me. And so if it feels familiar to me, I feel like I'm going to be more motivated to do it every day.
Saya seorang perempuan.
Saya seorang perempuan. So my R's now, when I learn a new language, they sound Korean. I have the Korean R ingrained in my head that every time there is some kind of R, I just go to
Awak seorang lelaki.
awak seorang lelaki. So awak, I'm guessing, is you. Saya is I. Seorang is, yes, am, to be, someone, is R. Easy, we got it. So maybe I should write this down. Okay, so Malay, day 1.
Dia seorang budak lelaki.
Dia seorang budak lelaki. Okay, so now we know that dia is both she and he, so we don't have some gendered pronouns here.
Dia seorang budak perempuan.
Dia seorang budak perempuan. So she is a girl, young girl.
Selamat petang.
Selamat petang.
Apa khabar?
Khabar baik. Dan awak?
Khabar baik juga. Terima kasih. Bye.
Jumpa lagi.
Semoga berjaya.
Okay, so at the end of every unit, at the end of every lesson, there is going to be a conversation in that language. And to be very honest with you, this is not taught in the actual lesson. So what Ling is trying to do is basically immerse you in the natural language, and this is how people actually talk instead of learning every grammar. But the issue is I don't know what they're saying. Let's see, is there a translation? There is a translation. So if you just click on the thing at the top, Okay, it gives you the English, which is, thank God.
Selamat petang.
Selamat petang.
Selamat petang.
Selamat petang.
Jumpa lagi.
Jumpa lagi. Okay, this is really interesting. So, I don't know much about Indian languages, but one of my favorite writers, her name is Jhumpa Lahiri. And it seems like there are some similarities between some Indian languages and Malay so far. So that's really interesting. Okay, well, hopefully I'm doing okay. Okay, so I misspoke. I said that Ling app doesn't have grammar explanations, but they do have grammar explanations at the end of every unit, not every lesson, every unit. So after you do all the lessons in a unit, they have a grammar lesson, which I think is pretty good because I don't really like to learn languages, the grammar per se. I think it's better for me to try to figure it out, and then if there's anything I don't understand, and then for them to explain it. So, okay, so I did one unit so far, and that has taken me, oh my God, over like 40 minutes. So I'm going to take a break and then come back, and we're just going to do this for the next 30 days and see how I do at the end. See you tomorrow. You see how energetic and hopeful I was? Well, that only lasted about 2 days. Okay, it's day 3 and I have something to confess. I didn't study at all yesterday. Yeah, so I only technically studied for 1 day so far. And I have an excuse because I was spending all day editing this video about Chinese intonation. Oh, I spent all day doing that. So I had no energy to study. So today I decided to make up for that and finish 4 lessons on Ling. For me, I realized that, this is the first time I'm studying a new language in over 10 years. I am having trouble with all of the new vocabulary. So I decided I took a random old sketchbook of mine and I decided to kind of make like a little glossary. I went out and I bought 2 new notebooks specifically for studying Malay. I'm gonna keep one of these for grammar and one for just general notes. So the one thing that's like really tripping me up about Malay right now is the fact that you put the pronoun after some kind of thing. So, in English, we say my book, right? In Chinese, we say 我的书. In Korean, you'd say 내 책, right? So in all the languages I've ever learned, you say like my before the item to denote possession, right? But in Malay, it's the opposite. So in Malay, you have to say the thing, and then you have to say saya, which means I. The word for older sister is kakak. And then if you want to say my older sister, you have to say kakak saya. So you have to say older sis I. I realize that, although I speak 3 languages, there are a lot of other languages in the world, and they have, different structures or different morphology, different pronunciation that I really haven't studied before. And so I really hope that through this process, I'm going to become a better linguist and a better language learner. I'm going to stop it here today, and I'll see you next time. I was still relatively optimistic, but by the next week, I was starting to doubt my entire life. Hey guys, it is the 9th day of my 30-day Malay learning challenge, and I gotta be honest with you, the last 3 or 4 days have been rough, as in I haven't been studying. Okay, so I just have a lot of thoughts about learning Malay. And it's not specific about learning Malay, it's like about learning a new language in general. And I think the big thing is that words are really weird. Like, for example, when I learn a new word in Malay for like a word that, I already have in my brain in like 3 or 4 other languages. For example, my favorite fruit is watermelon. So in Chinese, it's xigua. In Korean, it's subak. And in Malay, it is tembikai, right? So like it makes you really think about like the origin of languages, right? Like what makes a watermelon or a xigua or a subak, or in Malay, a tembikai. It's come to my attention that in Malay, there are also like in Korean, like different levels of politeness. You can refer to different people. Like for example, you. Second person pronoun can be awa, but it can also be anda, but it also can be kamu. Depending on what book you use, there's just so many different words. So that's why I'm sticking with Ling for now, because Ling pretty much gives me the same pronouns, which is, I need that. At this point, when you're like brand new, you're basically introduced to all this vocabulary. You're introduced to all this vocabulary, but it's just like jumbled up in my head, and it's hard for me to get the input. See all this? These are all my notes. Right? All my notes, right? So I think the app is doing a great job. I think it's like good for supplementary, right? In addition to something else, right? But because I'm not working with a language tutor, maybe I should go on italki and find a language tutor. Maybe that would be helpful. And so the next day, I contacted Malay tutors. Guess how my session went? Awak, how do you say most?
Paling.
Paling?
Paling. Paling.
Paling? Age.
Umur.
Is tahun? Not tahun. Pula.
Umur.
Not pula. Umur? Paling umur. Did you see the look on her face? God bless her. She was so patient. But I felt worse than a baby. My morale continued to drop. So it is officially day 15 of my 30-day Malay challenge, and it's terrible. So a few days ago, I decided to do a italki chat with one of the Malay teachers there. I've never felt so dumb learning a new language ever. And I think it's because I decided to put myself out there after learning Malay for only 10 days to try to talk to a native speaker. And she was such a sweetheart too. She was so nice, so like patient and understanding, even though I was literally like looking at my notes, like going like this, going like, how do I say country? How do I say language? How do I say from or to? I was just having such a hard time. Like I probably looked like an insane person to her. You know, obviously I have other things to do other than just study Malay. And for the past 2 days or so, I've actually been on vacation. And that was really fun. But during that whole time, I wasn't able to study. And so now I feel like I'm back to square like 1.5. I know some words, but then unless I'm actually being forced to interact with these words, like nobody's asking me like, what is your name? What is your favorite color? Blah, blah, blah. Like I am not able to actually put them in my like long-term memory. It is just very much like surface level memory. Like I feel like if I heard these words a second time, I can like kind of remember that I heard them once, but I still can't remember what they mean. But yeah, I hope that in the next like 5 days or so, I can get more, kind of conversational, kind of slow input. And then hopefully eventually I can talk to my Malaysian friend and have at least a 5-minute conversation. I'm hoping for at least a 5-minute conversation. That's all. I just speak to him for 5 minutes only in Malay. And if that's a possibility, I think that would be amazing. So I will see you next time. Bye. The next day, I found an awesome Malay learning YouTube channel. Guys, it's already day 19 of my 30-day Malay challenge. So recently I've found this really good YouTube channel. It's like when you find someone that you really can connect to, I'm gonna watch all of their videos. I'm gonna listen to all their podcasts. They're basically now a friend of mine, whether they like it or not.
In this video, we are going to learn how to say how to in Malay. Are you ready? Let's go. Say, oh, excuse me, how do I go to KLCC? Minta maaf. Macam mana pergi KLCC? Right? Minta maaf is excuse me. Oh, right? Okay, how to say so, blah, blah, blah. In Malay is macam mana, like we know, how to. And kata, blah, 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 dalam Bahasa Melayu. So this is how it is.
Dalam
So,
Bahasa
macam
Melayu.
mana kata, blah, 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 dalam Bahasa Melayu.
Yeah, that is my progress. I'm gonna watch like a bit more of this, probably all of his episodes, binge watch the rest of the afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. For the next 10 days, I felt like there was nothing left for me to film. I just hoped and prayed I'd be able to say basic sentences by day 30. It was hard to concentrate at home, so I went to a lot of different cafes to try to break it up. The last day before my call with my Malaysian friend, I started to feel the gravity of the situation. I told him in advance that I'd only studied Malay for 30 days, but still, I felt that I had to give it my best shot. I stayed up past midnight studying all my notes. The next morning, there's like no time left. I actually just have to bite the bullet and do it.
A few moments later.
Nama saya Julie. Awak pula?
Ya, nama saya Ian. Saya orang Malaysia. Ya, tapi lama-lama tiada cakap Malay.
Saya pernah makan Malaysia banyak. Nasi lemak, misiam, selalu suka-suka.
Ya, baiklah.
Saya pernah pergi ke Singapura, tapi tak pergi ke Malaysia. Rasa sedih. Minggu ini.
Minggu ini.
Minggu ini. Awak buat apa?
Minggu ini. Ya, minggu ini saya akan lebih banyak kerja di rumah lah, work from home. Minggu hadapan saya juga akan pergi tengok Lang punya konsert. Lang dia orang akan arrive di Australia.
Dengan Alice.
Ya, dengan Alice.
Pergi tengok
tengok Lang. Ya. Dengan Alice. Ya.
Piano. Main piano.
Ya, pemain piano. Ya, pemain piano. Ya.
Hobi awak apa?
Hobi saya sekarang ialah musik. So, berapa tahun lalu, Alice, dia beli saya satu ini alat permainan musik. Dan
macam Lang.
Lang dia orang much more skill. Skill Lang memang world class lah. sekarang Julie, kamu sudah hidup di Korea berapa tahun juga? Beberapa tahun juga. Kamu rasa akan akan di Korea lama-lama lagi?
Ya,
Hmm.
saya akan tinggal di Korea Selatan lagi.
Hmm.
Saya suka sangat Korea Selatan.
Hmm.
Okay, we have less than a minute. Okay, so
Well done. You were better at it than I thought you would be.
no, I'm terrible.
No, but you were better than you were closer to my level than I was expecting for 30 days. So
Oh,
so your platform did a good job.
Just then, we ran out of time on Zoom. I was disappointed in my performance, but I tried my best. Even though it was really challenging, I don't regret it. Thanks again to Ling for sponsoring this episode. Download the Ling app and try it out for free for 7 days. The link is in the description. Dan, jumpa lagi!